Hi Beauty Fam, I just wanted to come on really quickly to show you a mini haul I just got. And yes, some of you know that I am trying to do a low buy, and Phytosurgence was definitely on my list of a pass. And so I got some new Phytosurgence, so I'm excited to show that. And I did break down and get the new Tom Ford Metallust. Now this is the one that's been in and out of stock, that's been really hard to get. And I just happened to look and it was in stock, so I went for it. I really do love this formula. I have it in the other color scheme, which I love, but it's not for me an everyday. Whereas this is a neutral everyday, and I'm so curious that this reminds me of a dupe of the Deep Natasha Denona face palette that came out the end of last year, which I'm still on the fence about. I do feel that I get a lot of fallout from that palette, which I'm not happy about given the price, but I have not in the other formula experienced any fallout from this new formula. So I'm excited to share that with you all. So I did order this from Beautylish, and they included some great samples, and it looks like some vitamin or universal C skincare. I actually don't use vitamin C on my face because of my rosacea eczema. It flares it up. So what I'll do is put that aside either for a future giveaway, or I also sell some makeup on Poshmark. So I often put in some freebies in there. So if you're interested to see what my handle is for Poshmark to look at what's in my virtual store, then just DM me. But this is about the makeup. So it comes in this really, really shiny packaging. It's like it's made in Italy. And I guess the official name is ×1 Metallust. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. And it's similar packaging as the other one, where it's this kind of gray, white to chrome ombre effect. It's really, I think it's really hot looking. So it's not like a pure white, it's like a gray white. Here we go, Metallust. Okay, so just really, really beautiful. And here it is. I'll get some close-ups of the palette. I did take out the plastic and the sponge applicators it comes with. I personally don't use those, and I just always quickly take them out and put them in a box for later. So here's a close-up of the palettes of the eyeshadows. Really beautiful. And if it's like the other formula of the, I think, Lava Lusters, these two, I think some of you have seen reviews, and I would agree that it does have a creamy consistency, and it does remind me of the Victoria Beckham lid lusters. And I have at least one of those, which I can bring out for comparison. So here's that Victoria Beckham lid luster, and this is in Tea Rose. And it's not a really wet formula. It's a little bit more just damp, and there's a lot of slip to it, so it glides over really beautifully. So I'll do a review of that later in comparisons. So it looks like there's two creamy matte shades here, which is different than the other formula. And I'll swatch the mattes. And apologies, I'm having sun today, but it's in and out of some overcast. And then I'm going to swatch these. Really beautiful. Let's see if we can get up closer, you can see. So here are swatches, and this is just one pass, just so you can see how light it can get the first application. So again, there's two mattes and then two shimmer shades. Okay, and here are swatches with two swipes. So I think it's really helpful to show swatches on different skin tones and undertones. What I've seen online, it's hard for me to tell how it's going to show up because it's usually been on people with really lighter peach or pale undertones and skin. And so what I was wondering if this was going to be a close dupe to the Natasha Denona face palette or other palettes I have. So far, I'm loving the shimmer shades and the matte shades. The top one is a bit lighter than I prefer, but I think that would make a good crease shade or transition shade, and definitely the bottom one is good for deepening up for a smoky look. And the two shimmer shades are beautiful. This, it almost reminds me of, and I missed out on the Chanel Mediterranean quad.
And I held off on it because I wasn't sure how that was going to show up, if at all, on my skin tone. And I do regret not getting it, but it is what it is. But I do love this. That top shimmer almost has like a pink peach undertone, and the bottom one is like it's a bit more a taupe look. So yeah, I'm excited to try these sometime today or tomorrow. And I'm filming in natural light, so apologies. I have natural light, but it's in and out of clouds today, so we don't mess with Mother Nature. She does what she does. Okay, I want to show you one more swatch. I did a swatch on the top of Victoria Beckham Tea Rose, and you can see it has a similar vibe, and I think the Tea Rose has still more of like a golden reddish undertone to it, a little bit more gold, I will say, but it has definitely a vibe that's similar to that peachy pink shade in there, but it's definitely deeper. Okay, onto my Phytosurgence purchases. I ended up getting some items I've been wanting for a while, and then some of the new collection. So Weathered Woods is their new collection that came out, and it's been in out of stock. And folks have to remember that they are a super small operation up in Vancouver, BC. I think it's just a 2-person operation. And so they're doing things really like, they're not a big company. So I think they are very engaging with their people who love their products, and they're really honest about like, hey, we've been working nonstop to fill our orders. So, patience with them. And if you're interested in getting some of their products, you do sign up for some notification. So let me pull aside the two. These two are, I believe, here we go. These two are the Weathered Woods collection. And I was able to get Oxidized Olive and Pewtered Pine. And there are 2 others, I think Cherry, I can't remember the other one. There's there's 2 more, and I wanted to get the Cherry Blaze. But, I'm happy I got what I got, so I'll open those in a moment. And I want to read this to you. A collection of cream shadows involving various underlying silver and gray tones to create beautifully taupey and muted colors inspired by the woods and trees of the world. And of course, all on our signature made for everyone life, crease resistant, long wearing formula that is weightless on the eyes. Directions can be applied with fingers or brushes. Go wild, typically crease resistant for most skin types and shapes, but primers can be used to increase longevity of the shadows. And this has a 12-month shelf life and made in, again, Vancouver, BC. And I do love these. These are up there with my favorite cream shadows. And yeah, let's check it out. Okay, here's the logo. And I remember being on a live with the creator, the founder of Phytosurgence, that the P is their logo, and these are supposed to be leaves. So really cool. I think he's really into plants. So this is Pewtered Pine. This is Pewtered Pine. Sorry for that little snafu. And this is Oxidized Olive. These are Pewtered Pine here and Oxidized Olive. Okay, so really close up, this is Oxidized Olive on top and Pewtered Pine at the bottom. And I'll do swatches on my skin as well. Okay, so I sometimes do pretty swatches and sometimes I don't. And the reason I made these not really clean is that I actually blend them on my eyes. So I wanted you to see what it would look like if you had it on the crease and then you blended it out. So the top one is Pewtered Pine. You can see it almost, it's like a silvery purple undertone, at least on my skin tone, which is warm neutral olive. And the Oxidized Olive it looks almost like a brown with taupe and gold in it. I love these colors. I usually love grungy colors with this kind of vibe. So I also picked up Deeply Rooted, which is part of their Flash Fluorescence collection. And I've been wanting this a while. I was just waiting to order my other Phytosurgence products. So I couldn't wait, and I actually put this on my eyes yesterday and posted my look on Instagram yesterday. And this is what it looks like. It's on my skin tone. It's described as having brown with some blue in there, but on my skin tones it shows up as a brown with a little bit of purple blue in there. So I love how this looked on my eyes, and I'll do a swatch. Okay, so here are the swatches, and you can see the Weathered Woods looks a bit more shimmery of that collection. So again, Oxidized Olive, I believe, is on top, and then Pewtered Pine in the middle has a green shift, a green-brown shift, and the bottom is the Deeply Rooted, and it looks like a different formula altogether. It's got this reddish brown base, but then in the light, if you can see if I shift, there's like a shift in there that almost reads sometimes teal, sometimes purple, but on the eyes, it's just so easy. I did a one and done yesterday with that color, and with that all over my lid and then eyeliner and mascara, it was this beautiful smoky, like polished but sultry look. I love it. So I just wanted to give you swatches of that. I also picked up their Skin Spark blush balms in the color Singe, and I have been eyeballing this for a while. I just didn't know which color I wanted because they all look great. And if some of you are not new to my channel, you already know that I'm not a big cream blush fan, but I'm always willing to try because my favorite at this point has Cure Vice, and I really love that cream blush. And the colors in Phytosurgence really speak to me. So, and here is what the packaging looks like. Again, Phytosurgence, beautiful orangey color. Okay, and this is what Singe looks like, untouched. It does look like it has a little bit of glitter in there, and we'll see how that looks after I swatch it. So here is a swatch of Singe. The top swatch is obviously it's blended out because that's how we usually put it on our cheeks area, but I did a solid swatch at the bottom just so you could see that you can build it up. And I guess I have a question for other folks who have used Phytosurgence blushes. I'm wondering if this can be used also as a lip balm. I mean, that color is just, look at that. I mean, it's just beautiful on tan skin. So I'm super excited to try that out. And the last thing I picked up was the Divine Daylight Spectral Shine, which is their highlighting balm, and the Sky Buff Phyto brushes, which I think is supposed to be used with this. And the reviews of the brushes were really good, so I thought I'd pick that up. And they have several, I think they have 7 on their website. Some might be sold out, but I think I got the limited edition shade in Spectral Shine. And you're supposed to apply with fingers or brush on high points of face. And let's see, again, it's vegan and cruelty free, 12-month shelf life. And it says that it's the Phytosurgence Radiance Balm, inspired by light reflecting and emanating phenomenon of the natural world. A dry touch cream to powder hybrid formula made with moisture locking hydrocarbons, emollients, and reflective pigments to create a soft, diffused, and glitter-free glow. I am all about that. I generally do not like, I do not favor powder highlights. I'm really into balm and liquid highlights, but I tend to shy away from glittery or blingy highlights. I like highlights that look like they meld into the skin and are glitter free. So I'm really interested in trying this. Okay, here is the Spectral Shine Divine Daylight highlighter. It looks super yummy. I mean, literally, it does look like a cocoa cappuccino. It feels like I want to eat it. It looks like the top of a cappuccino. We'll see how that looks. This is what the swatch looks like, and I'm losing sun, so doing the best we can with the overcast light. But true to the Northwest where this is made, I'm just south of the border in Washington State, so this is kind of the light we're getting here. So at the bottom of the blush, it's a very subtle highlight, Spectral Shine, and I'm fine with that. Some people want more impact. I actually don't like it when it's too highlighty. I like it looking more natural. So I'm happy that it melds into my skin tone. And here are all the Phytosurgence products that I picked up. Excited to try some of this. And here are all the products I picked up from Phytosurgence. Really beautiful. And I actually do love to lay out my products this way, lid side down, so then I can see not only the name but the colors of the products. And here are all the Phytosurgence products that I own so far. So these 5 are the Flash Fluorescence products. I love all 5 of these products, particularly these 2, and then actually these three in the summer because of the color and the pop. This has also made a great, I've used this I think as a light eyeliner too. This for the fall and winter, I've been using this one, and I'm happy to add that to my collection. This is from the new Weathered Woods collection, a blush. This is the limited edition Spectral Shine Balm, and then trying out the Sky Buff brush.